I just want to apologize to upstairs Steve's mom, to Timmy's mom, and my mom. I'm so sorry to everyone. I was very naive. I'm so sorry for everything that's happened on this podcast because in spite of what Tim says now, it's my fault because the Blair Witch Project is next.
Haven't Seen It with Tim Sestito and Tommy Tevenet. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for listening today. This is a podcast where one of us is watching a movie for the very first time. And today, that is myself, Tim, who has never seen the Blair Witch Project. Surprise, surprise, another iconic horror movie. Um, which this one weirdly feels a bit like a time capsule of like
Oh yeah.
this only would have worked in the year 1999. But it was I like remember this movie coming out and people going nuts for this movie. We'll talk about whether or not it was for me in a little bit. We are also joined by our good friend upstairs, Steve. Welcome back to the show.
Good to be back. Good to be back, guys. Actually, this is quite fitting. I believe this is my sixth podcast with you guys, and we are doing a Satanic Witch movie. So,
Perfect.
I think the stars or, the upside down pentagram sort of aligned on this one, right? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
So we had you on for From Dusk Till
Moneyball,
Dawn,
Yeah, Dust Till Dawn,
Casino,
Moneyball,
Goodwill
Casino.
Hunting, Casino.
Casino, Goodwill Hunting, and then one more.
There's one
Uh,
more in there. I can't remember which one it
oh,
was.
it was the most recent one, too.
Yeah.
I was in Montauk for that one. So this would be number six.
Whoever
Yes.
Um,
one was the one where you were driving the whole time.
That was
You're
Moneyball.
recording.
that,
That
that
was
was that was
Money.
Moneyball.
That was
That was
Moneyball. That was fun.
Moneyball.
I was driving and sick, where I'm actually just now getting over a cold too. So
Hey,
look,
you and me both.
look
Timed it
here.
timed it out perfectly, but we appreciate you coming on to
This
discuss the Blair Witch Project. So, Steve, for you, like you said before we started recording that you liked this movie. When was the first time you watched it?
um that's a good question. I definitely was not 1999 because I was eight, but it was probably around the time when the whole like Cloverfield thing started becoming cool. That
Oh
whole like
yeah.
camera angle, and
The shaky
I,
cam.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and I was just talking about it, and then somebody was like, "Yo, you should watch the Blair Witch Project. It's a very similar thing." And I definitely like it for what it is. And this was like before I really did much research on the actual movie. I just knew that it was like kind of this amateur project, and I walked away from it thinking like, "Man, like that looks kind of real." And
Hmm.
then I looked up IMDb and then I saw the actors all grown up and I'm like, oh, they're okay. So and they
Yeah,
use their
it's not
real
real.
names too. So all right, so this is good. And then the
I
more times I watched it, the more I said to myself, this is like one of my favorite movies where absolutely nothing happens the entire time. You
oh
don't
yeah.
you don't
It's
see
kind of.
anything.
I
It's
mean,
just all atmosphere.
Yeah.
the first 40 minutes is just like a petty teen drama about being lost in the
Yeah.
woods. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
it's like there's a sound. And then like you can barely hear the sound, and then they're like, "Oh my God, do you hear that?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"No, I don't actually. It would have been cool if your
It's like
production
it's
team
like it's like
turned up the
watching
audio."
Ghost Hunters now. You ever watch Ghost Hunters?
Oh yeah,
No,
shit like
I
that.
What was that? It was like a puh. It's like a puh.
This oh god. There's a
Yeah.
ghost. This is a
but
movie that was like definitely like good to have like an older brother for because like 1999 I was like in like kindergarten. My brother I think was probably in sixth or seventh grade, which like he was very aware of the Blair Witch. He told me all about it. He was like, "This movie's real. This movie actually happened." It's like one of those like folklore things that happened at the time. Like our guest Andrew Morgan last week said how like his kids today wouldn't understand like we all thought this is real. We thought that we were going in to see a snuff movie when this movie came out.
That's
um,
funny.
so like eventually seeing it years later removed from that, it was like, yeah, this is good. This is fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good for what it is, I feel like. But we will
Oh,
talk about that more going into it here.
Mhm.
Um, so Steve, what's I know you've been caught up in the Yankees postseason, but have you sprinkled any movies in there that you've watched recently that you'd like to share with us?
Matter of fact, I watched two movies this weekend, apart from the one we're about to talk about. I watched True Romance, which is one of my favorites,
Mm.
for obvious reasons. And I watched one that I'd never seen before. Have you guys ever seen The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Never.
It's
Never,
on
never,
net.
never heard of it.
So it's on Netflix, and apparently it's a remake from like a European version that's like, better according to Rotten Tomatoes. But Jake Gyllenhaal plays a 911 dispatcher who's kind of like losing it, and some lady gets kidnapped, and he becomes really emotionally invested in this one 911 call. Where, like, when you're a 911 dispatcher, you're not really supposed to be emotionally invested in anything at all, but you
Mm.
start to kind of learn about Jake Gyllenhaal's life and why he's so personally invested. It's an okay movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
feel
can tell why I never heard of it because it's a Netflix original. So that
ah
explains everything. They don't market their movies, so it's just like, wait, there's a movie that came out 3 years ago of Jake Gyllenhaal I never heard of.
Yeah,
yeah.
if and again, it feels like one of those we've beaten this point to death on this show, but it's one of these movies where it's like if you didn't have this Netflix like just putting out original movies all the time, and it was
Mhm.
actually in a theater, like maybe people would have heard about it. Like sometimes these
Mm.
decent movies, like they just gain traction because they are what they are and they work for people, you know?
Yeah, I
And
agree. But like, but that's not to stop Netflix from putting movies in theaters because they have before. They just
Mm.
don't
they only do it
sometimes.
for their big releases. I feel like the only real mass one I can think of was The Irishman with Scorsese,
Yeah.
because Scorsese
It's,
was like, no, this thing's getting a wide release, or else I just will not partner with you because he's old school like that, and
Yeah,
he's got the clout to be like,
yeah, I'm
yeah, no,
Scorsese.
I'm
yeah,
This is
yeah.
Scorsese. This is what's happening here. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it was. But so True Romance would obviously be the one. That's one I do need to watch. I've heard
You
You
great.
haven't seen
haven't,
it?
No, I haven't seen it.
That's a feature
bro.
upstairs Steve level
Oh
episode.
yeah,
Yes, that is my next one.
that's the next appearance right there for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Number
So
Uh,
seven.
Tarantino wrote it. He did not direct it, and it was Tarantino's first project, and star-studded cast.
it's got
Like,
like Brad Pitt's in it, Gandolfini's in it, right?
yeah,
It's got
and they're like
everybody.
secondary actors, both of them.
Yeah,
Fucking yeah. Samuel L. Jackson has a part in it, small part. It stars Christian Slater. He's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
Fantastic
such a good,
cast.
yeah, really, really good movie. Val Kilmer's in it for a little bit.
Mm.
Fucking yeah, it's really got a good cast, but good story too.
well,
So,
I'm excited for it.
mhm.
Tommy, what horror movie have you watched recently? Because you didn't watch anything else.
No, I've been strictly watching horror movies all month. I am up to I think 40. So that's how my life is going. Strictly horror. And I will talk about some trash I watched recently that was actually really
Wait,
fun.
time out, Tommy. Did you just say you watched 40 movies this month?
Yeah.
Do you have any friends?
Oh, I do. I do. I keep a social life. It's called working remotely and having a movie on in the background.
Okay. All right. Fine. Fair.
Yeah.
Um,
Tim's just speechless. He's like, he doesn't know where to go from here.
how do you
So
sleep at
anyway,
night?
um,
Just because of the
I
horror movies, not because of anything else you did.
um, yeah, same old, same old. It's all
Yes.
fake.
Same old with a butt plug. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah. What else do you do? Um, so, anyways, as I were, I'm talking about some trash I watched. I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night, the slasher movie where the slasher villain is Santa Claus, and this is just a wild movie that opens up with a kid watching his parents get murdered by like some guy in a Santa outfit, like shooting bullets or anything like that, and goes on to him getting abused by some nuns, only to move on to the movie of him taking on the Santa suit, killing people while saying punish and naughty as he's killing them. It's a ridiculous fucking movie. I can understand why it got so much hate in the 80s.
This came out. I was literally thinking about that movie that's coming out with J.K. Simmons and Chris Evans, who,
Oh God,
wow,
awful.
he's having an awful post Marvel career there, huh? Um, where it's like Slayed Down or something, and it's like a Santa slasher movie, and I was just like, oh, this is misguided. This is not. I feel like Santa slashers don't work.
They don't. And it's because they've been done before, and you can only top it at a certain point. You know, it's like, yeah,
I don't know if Tommy knows that he's muted, but I think it's funnier if he doesn't because he's
Yeah.
As I'm just trying to defend about horror.
you're just like yelling into the mic. I just see you yelling into the microphone, and you're
Let's
just
see how red he can get before he thinks that we're
I just
ignoring
run
him.
out of breath.
That would actually be a very funny next one. Is just Steven next
Just
upstairs.
immediately
Steven,
put the
we
mute
just
button
we
on.
just text and be like, we're just not going to acknowledge Tommy the entire time.
Hey guys, we all hate Tommy. It's like the episode of South Park with Cartman.
Just Tim goes, this is my special co-host for the day, Steve Muccioli. Doesn't introduce Tommy at all. Hey guys, I'm right here. Hey guys, I'm right here.
Hey guys, hey, what's up? You want to
Yeah.
hear what
Oh, do you
Hartman
hear
just
that?
watched?
Do you hear that noise?
Is
It's
someone
more
talking?
audible than
Guys,
the noise. It's more
Who's
audible than
talking?
the noise.
Who's talking? What is this?
It's more audible than the noises in the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Santa slashers are like very mixed track record, most shit, and this is just a crazy one where like he just kills a guy by like attacking an axe while he's going down a sleigh and decapitates him. So that's the kind of movie I was in for, and I enjoyed every minute of it. It was awful.
Sounds awful in the kind of way I would not enjoy it. It does not sound like a future episode of the podcast here.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So I watched a good movie and a bad movie this past weekend, and I want you two to pick which one I talk about here.
I think
Hey,
we got a bad movie. I feel like
bad
you
movie.
never. I think you guys never do bad movies.
Oh no,
read-
we have.
Admittedly, I really haven't listened to too many episodes that I haven't been featured on, but like, and I definitely have said this before on a previous episode. I feel like you guys only really pick good movies for the most part.
We tried to.
We
I
picked
mean,
Dracula. We picked Dracula last weekend, and that one was horrible.
Well, to be fair, that was an iconic movie. We at least picked,
And
like I think
here goes
what's the
Tommy
worst-
defending horror movies again.
No, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it that much either. Well, we picked like The Fault in Our Stars. That sucked.
no, we
hated
didn't do the
Matrix
fault.
sequel.
No, it
Oh
was,
no, we picked
the
how
cures
much
of being a wallflower.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh,
The
we
Perks
hated
of
that.
Being whatever bullshit teen angst.
Teen angsty 2012 hipster coded era movie.
Yeah. Oh god.
Awful.
Terrible.
Yeah, doesn't sound good.
But
yeah, bad movie. Go.
We do try to schedule it out with like movies that came out recently, but like I don't know, unless you're a bad movie podcast, like I find that with bad movies, like the ones that I really don't like, they're just not interesting and there's nothing to talk about. So that's kind of my big conundrum
That
with
is
them
true.
is like you want to fill an hour of space, but this movie's not giving you much. Like how many times can I just say it's just boring and it doesn't work
Mhm.
about
Well,
a
yeah,
bad
yeah.
movie?
There's
But I'd rather
like a
watch-
certain category, like a terrible bad movie, which is just boring, nothing happens. You're just like
It might even
wanna
have
check
like
your
a better
phone.
story or better structure, but it's just
Yeah.
boring. I
Mhm.
would
And then there's
rather
like
never cover a
awful
movie like that.
Yeah, there's awful like the movie I just discussed, which was like terrible movie, but it's just so entertaining because of how like campy and awful it was. And that's
See,
one
I think
You
this movie like this, which is a very big movie, Blair Witch Project, I think is more interesting for us to actually talk about because there's just a lot
Yeah.
of pieces going on here, and like I could see why somebody would love it. I could see why somebody would hate it. I think it's definitely rides that middle line there of like, does it work for you or not? I guess I'll go with my bad movie then. It was Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. It was a rom-com. My
Yay.
girlfriend and I watched it.
Ooh,
I remember seeing
fuck the
it.
Red Sox.
I remember seeing it in a movie theater in Aruba in 2005 because it was pouring rain in Aruba, so we just went to the movies.
and
I
that's all they
remember-
had. They had like
Yeah,
Fear Pitch only.
it was just like a single plex kind of theater.
Yeah.
And I remember it was fine. Like I was like, oh, like it has a really fun ending where Jimmy Fallon basically is a school teacher, has these incredible seats that he's inherited. And he's just an obsessive Red Sox fan to an unhealthy point. And then he's gonna try to like him and Drew Barrymore date, struggles ensue, they break up, and then he's going to sell the tickets to get her back to some guy there, and she runs in the middle of the field during game 4 of the ALCS, and then they kiss, and then they make a baby during the World Series, apparently.
Okay.
So it's not good. I think it's fun. Like the script, everything's fine. Jimmy Fallon is so bad in this movie that it takes it from like a 2.5 star movie to like a 1-star movie. That's your leading man, and he's just auraless in this movie. Like he has no charisma. He's a bad actor. That thing he does on the Tonight Show where he just like rushes his words out really quickly, and then like this, like Imagine that, but toned down more, and
Oh
it's like
God.
sounds muffled.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
don't.
you need to have oral in a rom-com movie. So
There's a reason why like he's just a like late show host, and like I think he's easily the worst of the like big four. Um, with big four now, we got Jimmy Kimmel, Colbert, him, and
Is there
John
another one?
Oliver, Seth Meyers,
There's there's not really another one.
Seth Meyers, Seth
There's not
Meyers.
really a great talk show host since Conan's retired, but we don't need to dive into that conversation there. I
um,
think the King of Comedy sufficed that enough for our late
Yeah.
night talk shows. But yeah, I would not recommend it. Like, there's just better rom-coms for you to watch. But it
mhm.
was interesting. It's a bit of a time capsule. Like the best part of the movie was the production value because they intertwined it with like actual games and actual footage from the Red Sox that season.
Mm.
So it felt very authentic and very well produced. Like that was the biggest strength of the movie, in my opinion.
See, I'm trying to forget that year, so I'm definitely never gonna watch that movie. I'm just gonna pretend that that never happened.
Traumatized.
I just try and forget that 2004 baseball ever happened. I just, I had Alzheimer's that year. I just don't remember.
Same, but 2006. So,
Yeah.
and Tommy's sitting there like, I don't know what they're talking
Baseball.
about.
What was this?
Yeah,
Baseball,
sports.
Oh, I know
sports.
sports. I just don't know baseball. I'm not a sports ball guy.
Oh, see, that's when you know no sports is when you say I'm not a sports ball guy. Like that's when you
Said
know,
sports
even though
ball.
you say you know NBA. If
No,
you say
no, no,
sports
no, no,
ball,
no, 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 no.
zero, zero.
I meant. I'm not the type of person that says oh fuck sports ball or whatever.
Just saying that word.
Yeah, sports ball needs to be out of the vocabulary if you watch
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sports.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst.
He hates it. He hates it.
he hates it. He's only used it twice. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the Blair Witch Project.
We have a few leads, a few other options who we want to take advantage of, and just try to put together some pieces to this puzzle.
Do you believe the occult may be involved in the disappearance of your son?
Rated R. Now playing.
So this is the
I
Blair
hope that
Witch
was
Project.
it.
I was about to say, was that the best trailer you could find?
It was the best trailer I could find for under 30 seconds.
Wow, not bad.
I actually think that trailer is something I want to discuss, and I guess why
Yeah.
just well do it while it's fresh on mind here because I actually think that's an excellent trailer. Like it starts off with the text from the beginning of the movie, basically saying like these kids went into the woods to film this documentary on the Blair Witch. We found the footage in 1995. This is what we pieced together. And then this one just uses footage that is just like the producers being like, I think we'll be able to use something with this. And then it cuts to a guy that's not in the movie being like, do you think your son is lost? Like, do you, what do you blame for your son being lost here? Like, it adds to that realism factor that like
Mm.
us 25 years later, probably not going to be able to connect with as much because you could just go on IMDb and be like, oh, all these people are alive. Okay. But
Yeah.
so to get this out of the way quick, the budget of this movie is estimated between 200,000 and 750,000. Like this was
That's
made with
Where?
that's after post production. The original budget, like before the post production and like editing and everything like that, was only like 35K or something.
Okay. All right.
I'm just looking off of Wikipedia here, so don't get your panties in a bundle.
Don't yell at Wikipedia.
This
All
movie
right.
made $248 million. And I feel like the marketing for this is something that would lend a factor in this because it's a found footage film. So it's just these three actors holding the cameras, talking
Mm.
into them. Very shaky camera, just kind of like walking through the woods. So like, what do you think about this movie captured the American audience in such a way?
I think that this is a movie that was the first use of the internet actually being used successfully to market a movie, in so many ways. So this became like an internet folklore of like everyone. Like that's how like me and my brother looked at the website, being like, "Holy shit! Can you like see that? Like, oh my God! Like the Blair Witch Project, like this actually happened in the woods or something like that." And it was became like one of those things of like a playground legend kind of thing, where for like even younger kids who didn't get the chance to see it at the time, were like, you hear about this, like they filmed this movie, and like it was just like it actually happened. Like these people actually died.
And
Um,
you want to know something else? So take it a step further, and I don't know if it's still on Amazon, but you can but I found it on Amazon. Not too long after this movie got released, they made a fake documentary about the movie
oh yeah.
that where they interviewed like the kids' parents. They showed like fake news clips from like, local Maryland news stations. And then they like got into like the folklore of the like actual Blair Witch. And they made like a very, very like, in-depth lore
Oh, it
for
was
this movie. It's pretty nuts. Like you've
yeah.
seen it, Tommy?
Actually, on the DVD I rented, they had that as a special feature. I was watching that just before we started recording. It was very much like a true crime version of the movie, where it's just
Right?
like they went
Yeah.
into the woods and they disappeared, and like the grandpa was like talking about Heather being like, "Oh, she was such a nice girl," and everything like that. It's one thing that's kind of funny looking back. Also, I sent you guys a photo of like one of the posters they used for this movie. That was literally just a missing person poster of Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Joshua Leonard, who are all actors that use their real names for this movie.
Yeah.
That's 100% gonna be our Photoshop too, right there.
It needs to be. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But it was just one of those things that like these actors, they use their real names, and then that just ruined their careers going forward. Like they couldn't get a job because like people didn't want to cast Heather Donahue in a movie because they're like, oh, you were actually in that movie. Like, yeah, I thought you died. Like, oh, like why would we cast you in this? Um, they got fucked over and over again because they got like abused in the set too. They were just like put in the woods. They had to improv everything. They were just like given like basically they wake up in the morning, they get like a 35 millimeter can of like notes that say like, okay, here's like what's probably gonna happen and everything like that. And they would have people just like fuck with them in the woods and like shake some stuff around. It was just like they called it like almost an army research thing. Like an
That's
army
pretty
boot
wild.
camp.
Well,
So they didn't
that's
know, like, before each shoot, like, how they were gonna get fucked with the whole time to, like, provoke a genuine reaction.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Literally. It was just
Wow. Okay.
like okay, like here's what's gonna happen this time.
Huh.
And basically they didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but they were just like fucked up, especially at night where like they're making all that sound and stuff like that. They were actually in their like little tents just like freaking the fuck out because they didn't know what was happening around them.
Pretty wild.
so, and that's so interesting that because like I looked up their, profiles after, and they have like barely any credits to their name afterwards,
Mm.
and I think it's kind of a shame, honestly. Like I thought Heather Donahue was great in this. Like I think this movie does not catch on the way it does without the performances of these three actors. Like I think they do a great job selling this experience. Like it does genuine like because the first 30 minutes of this, 45 minutes of this movie is just like three teenagers, young 20s, like lost in the woods and just like the drama that it ensues because they're in the
Mm.
woods longer than it is. And it's definitely a little bit overacted, but it's like the dread of everything that's going on to them. It feels very natural. And I know that's what they're going for, right? Like they like because they do intertwine footage of like what they were really shooting for at certain points during the movie versus
Yeah,
like
like
all the found footage stuff.
it's like the
Mm.
16 millimeter because they had like a bunch of cameras. So like everything that's in black and white was shot on the 16 millimeter, and then everything else
Mm.
was on like the larger like cameras that they were like everything that was in color was just her messing around.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
I texted
this.
Tommy during the movie and I said this is just a angsty teen drama right now. This movie.
Oh
Um
yeah.
Oh
One of my favorite tweets about this movie is someone saying like the Blair Witch Project is about how awful it is to go camping with your friends.
you know, you couldn't be more right. I really hate sleeping in a tent.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So I was on a tangent real quick. All right. So what's everyone's stance on camping?
not a fan
For it?
at all.
No,
No.
awful.
I haven't
Never.
done it in a while, but I'm pro it. Like for one
Oh,
day in like a
oh
camping
God, no.
zone. I wouldn't do it like this where I just march in the woods for. Yeah, Tommy,
Yeah.
I understand. You'd be like Tom Haverford in that episode of Parks and Rec where they go camping and just like order Sky Mall and use someone's car
Yeah, like can't
generator to
bring my
make sure you
Switch.
have a. Yeah, like you'd be like, can I use my Switch when it's like, why don't you enjoy the nature that's around you? Is that enough entertainment for you,
The
Tommy? And you'd be
extent of
like, no.
the extent of
No.
me camping was like going down camping outside my grandma's like backyard at like about a lake, and like that was like cool for like a minute when I was 10 years old. I was like, all right, this is dumb. Can we
Yeah,
do
I want to
something
go
else?
inside now.
Exactly.
Tommy's
I
like,
want
that's not
that.
where the TV is, so I need to go to where the TV is.
I need to be right there.
But yeah, I think it's a I'm pro camping. Like I think why not? If you're into it, you should go for it.
I mean, if you're into it, but it's more that I need an actual fucking bed to sleep in.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
that's it too. That's awful.
I can't sleep on the floor, even an air mattress, you know, like, and some of these tents are fucking state of the art. Don't get me wrong. They're like pretty good, but like, I just can't do it for that long, even if it's at a music
Too
festival.
much of it, and also just like I've seen too many movies like this where it's just like you're in the middle of the woods camping or a campsite. You're like, oh, this is a little sketchy.
Oh, well, I don't give a fuck about that. I wish
Yeah,
somebody would.
Tommy's
It'd be
the
a
only
great
one who's just
excuse.
like, well, I've seen enough Friday the 13th movies to know.
Jason
that
Voorhees is real, guys. That was a real
Jason
movie
Voorhees
too.
is real. Even though before he was just like, I was like,
Just
how do
like
you
the Blair
sleep at night
approach.
watching all these horror movies? It's like, ah, it's all makeup made up. No, but I can't go camping though. Absolutely not.
No, no.
Are you crazy?
Yeah. It just
Are you
affects you
out
in
of
other
your
ways.
Are you out of your mind? No, the last time I camped was Dave Matthews Band in 2015 up in
Oof.
Saratoga.
I wouldn't
Why'd
wish
you
that on
oof
my worst
that?
enemy. I
Whoa,
would.
whoa, whoa.
That's a terrible combo right there.
Yeah,
Upstairs
camping
Steve.
and Dave Matthews. Wow.
Yeah, damn. Could it get any
Dave
worse?
is great. I'm
He's
silencing
all
this
right.
Dave hate. I'm silencing the Dave hate. I can
Podcast
understand
is
the
over.
camping
Timmy's
hate.
like done immediately. Never watched a record another episode.
This isn't a music podcast. This is not a music podcast. Steve, this is
A
not a
little
music
baby.
podcast.
Steve is about to go on some like ramble for the next 30
Yeah.
minutes about how much Dave Matthews sucks. Like, weren't we talking about the Blair Witch?
Stop. Yeah, stop.
Well,
Stop.
this is the interesting conundrum, and this is why I'm happy Upstairs Steve is here for us because
Yeah.
one of the last ones you were on for was Casino, and
Yeah.
that's a deep movie that we need to talk about. The
Yeah.
Blair Witch Project, nothing happens in the movie, except they get lost. Like how
They
do you
do.
describe the Blair Witch Project? They get lost. There's
Mhm.
not like interesting direction or interesting shots
Except for that
because
one
it's
time.
just
Do you remember that one time when they got lost and then they saw the same tree that they saw the first day and then they walked in a whole circle? That was a pretty interesting one.
Yeah,
that was a crazy one.
that was
You see the
pretty
part where
interesting.
there's rocks outside their tent? And then
Yeah.
the rocks are stacked on.
Yeah.
It's like in a way, if you think about it, like you could just like show this movie just being like, oh, they just walk in the woods and nothing else happens. But like, I don't know, it still feels just creepy and enveloping in that way, where it's just like still kind of hooks you in a bit.
It's the characters, it's the performances, which is why I'm upset that like these people got blacklisted from Hollywood for making this movie because they were great in this movie. Like when Heather it's like the iconic frame of the movie with the camera turned around and what Tommy poorly mimicked at the beginning of the episode, where he apologizes to the parents and like holding the camera. She's like, you can see her actually crying, like snot coming out of her nose. It might just be because like she's been held hostage by this production company for 10 days and just wants to get the fuck out of the woods. But she's like holding the camera like this and she's like viscerally upset. And I'm like, this is like really good acting. And I felt like it was the characters' performances, like watching them bond in the first 10 minutes before they get into the woods, watch them have a good time talking about, oh, you guys said I could have I can't smoke cigarettes in here, but I can fart you can fart in the tent. Like all these little things that just kind of like build up this relationship. And then you watch the relationships deteriorate and like those real moments of stress of like when they're all bickering.
Yeah.
And Michael is just like, guys, I can't. I know, I can't do this anymore. When Heather's having her breakdown, like I liked that Heather and Josh were kind of on this vast opposite scale of intensity, like when things went wrong, and Michael kind of played the middle between them, trying to like be the peacemaker to them. Like I think these three actors deserve so much credit for making this movie what it was. Because if you had Jimmy Fallon in this role, this movie is horrible. This movie.
Now I want to see like this is the end version of Blair Witch, where it's just like Jimmy Fallon. I don't know, fucking who's our shitty like 2000s comedic actor, Martin Lawrence, and like
whoa.
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon is a one of one because he's not funny, but is popular for some reason, and I can't quite comprehend it, to be completely transparent with you all. But
he's safe
for
for the soccer moms.
But yeah, he's safe. That's pretty much what he is. Nice
Mm.
little corporate stoogie there. Um,
But
do
let
you
me
guys get scared by this movie?
I
ah
think
a
I
little bit.
think I think a little bit, especially the last like 10 minutes of like them in that house. That's just such excellent production design where it's just like I think the black and whiteness of the movie at that point where this is completely to the 16 millimeter cameras is just crazy. And hearing Heather just scream constantly, like Mike, Josh, where are you? Where are you? And I think the ending shot is just haunting where you see Mike in the corner. It's like, oh fuck.
And then the camera drop, and then just like the white on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's definitely freaky in that. Like, that's easily the scariest part of the movie.
Mm,
It's just interesting because there's not like there is a structure to this, but there's also not a structure to this because nothing happens. Like
mm,
what happens is like they
Mm.
hear noises, they find rocks, they find a bundle of sticks with blood in a shirt,
Mhm.
and then they bitch and moan about not being able to find the car and that they're gonna die and what food they want, and then they find this house because Josh starts screaming at them. I
mm.
again, it's one of these movies where like I wish I could genuinely get the appeal of this, but I just don't. Like
Well, can permission to sound smart for a second? This is probably the
denied,
first time all year.
denied.
Denied? Oh, well.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Good
This is not that kind of
because
podcast.
Oh, anyways. So I'm gonna English major you guys for a little bit. To quote H.P. Lovecraft, the strongest kind of fear is the fear of the unknown. And I
Mm.
think that's really kind of what makes it scary. It's the same reason why a movie like Signs was scary. You didn't really quite see too much of what was going on, but you knew
Vamonos
that there
children.
was something there. What was that, Tommy?
The Joaquin Phoenix like the TV scene where he's like, Vamonos children, Vamonos.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's Jaws, right? It's like if you can't see the monster, it's scarier versus if you're able to see the monster. Like I
Well, it's
get
like
that.
they did a sequel of this like back in 2016 made by like Adam Wingard, the guy who made like Godzilla versus Kong.
That was actually the
And
third one, Tommy. They made another sequel in the year
yeah,
2000, which
but
is 10 times more lame. And I really recommend that movie. That's a
oh,
really funny movie.
really like
It-
hilariously bad. No,
oh, God, it's great.
but
It's
the
so good.
2016 one, they show the monster. They show like the witch and everything like that, and just like some like creepy CGI thing that we've seen like many times before, and just not nearly as interesting as this movie. I feel like its low budget works in its favor. That like you don't see any witch, you don't see any monster
Oh yeah,
whatsoever.
it's lightning in a bottle. I took this new way to format a movie, this found footage, VHS like this steady cam or shaky cam kind of footage and used it very effectively. I
Hmm.
just wasn't scared and I just kind of got bored during it.
All right. Also, we have to ask this. This is an important
Before Tommy
question.
gets triggered. All right, okay. All right.
All right. Yeah. It's like how
You
you
could
know
say
I'm like
whatever you
trying to
want
get.
about Dave Matthews, but when I say I was like, yeah, this movie was kind of boring. Wow.
Okay.
Rabble,
No,
rabble, rabble.
I don't disagree, but like, how were you watching this movie? Were you watching it with the lights on, or like, were you giving it like the proper treatment of like lights off, like your phone
I
not near
watched
you and everything?
my phone wasn't near me, but I watched movies without my lights on most times, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is a movie where you kind of have to get a little more locked in because if like you're just watching it with lights on, or if you're watching this during the day, I don't think it's gonna be nearly as effective. I think that would just
Tommy
be like,
likes to get locked in and turn the lights off when he watches movies. You hear that,
yeah,
Tim?
yeah, exactly. That or my like multicolor lights in the background right here.
Yeah, that really sets the mood.
Really sets the vibe
Yeah.
for
Um, but I do agree. There's a certain middle point in this movie where like it's just like, all right, it's if anything, this movie is like a masterwork of editing because they shot 20 hours of footage for this movie, and the fact that we were able to get like a comprehensive movie and like a movie that works as a horror movie in any way is amazing because I feel like they could have edited it down maybe a little bit more. But
it's
even
already
still,
85 minutes long.
Yeah, that's pretty short.
but even still with that, I think that is for the most part an effective 85 minutes, and they made it just something that could have easily just been like a nature documentary if they didn't edit it right.
I mean, it kind of is a nature documentary. The most seen thing in this movie is leaves.
They're scary. These are scary.
Especially when they're trying to eat them in that one
Yeah.
scene.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does try to eat the leaf. I don't know. I guess it was just like there's like I think where this misses in the post-production is the sound design.
Mhm.
I feel like if the sounds were audible or scary, I could buy into it more because
Mhm.
that was a big selling point, and I maybe it was just the Amazon Prime version of this. I don't know, but like I couldn't really hear
Well,
anything.
personally, with the DVD, with like also with like the surround sound, and everything, you could hear like things like rustling in the woods and stuff like that, which made it for a little more immersive experience in that way. So I think it definitely depends on like setup and too,
Mhm.
because this is a movie. If like you try and listen to us
Mhm.
like quiet without like subtitles on or anything like that, you're not gonna get as good of experience with this.
Well, speaking of realism with this movies, what did you guys think of the part where Mike kicks the map in the river or admits to it? Do you think that that's something that would actually happen if this were a real movie?
No.
All right, so if Tim, Steve, and I are in
If
the
yeah,
woods,
if the three of us
and
are in the
somehow
woods,
I convinced you guys like, oh, for the podcast, we got to film this thing. It's called the Blair Witch. Like, we got to do it for the podcast. It's gonna get us a lot of views. And
uh-huh.
then all of a sudden, I feel like there would be a point where one of us would do something stupid like that, where it's just like,
I wonder
Yeah,
who.
fuck this.
yeah.
I wonder who.
Oh, maybe one of you guys.
I don't know.
I
I could see you being like, I can't read that thing, guys. Like that thing might as well be Greek to me. All right,
All right,
that map was useless. I'll follow the
so
compass. We're
so
going south today.
of the three of us, Tim is definitely Heather.
Well, yeah, he's running the show.
Yeah, Tim's running the show. Yeah, he's like the producer right here.
Mhm.
I
I'm
guess
just
that
trying to make
makes
sure
me.
we're alive. I'm just trying to make sure we get out of there alive.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty much.
probably like Mike, where like I immediately am like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
No, you're
It's
Josh. You're Josh.
Yeah, you're
Josh is the one that just bails immediately.
No, he's the one that
well, he's
dies
the one that gets
first.
kidnapped. Gets
Yeah.
kidnapped. So if you
Yeah,
want to
I'll
call
get
that,
kidnapped first.
if you want to
I'd
call
be
that,
That's 100% you, dude.
if you want to call that bailing, sure. Yeah, you did. Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry I bailed on you guys. I got
Steve,
kidnapped.
Steve's in the corner.
I would definitely
like,
be
what are
the
you doing in the
Mike.
corner, Steve?
I
I'd be
would.
the
There's
Mike only because it's your guys'
if I got
show.
lost in the woods camping with Steve and Tommy, there's 1,000% chance I just start screaming at Tommy. And I'm
Yeah.
not even a big screamer, but he would just.
Oh, it'd
It would be
really
like
happen.
it would be like day 4, and you would start belting some like Ramones song, and I would just be like, Tommy, you need to shut the fuck up.
Shut
Now
the
I
fuck
wanna sniff some glue. And you're just like, we're in the woods, Tommy. There isn't glue around for miles. I can see Tommy just like taking a massive
Stoned
dump
out
and,
of my
like,
mind.
just smoking all of the weed, taking a massive dump in the shithole and not covering it up with leaves or whatever, and just
I could.
leaving it there.
I think I have done
We
that before.
Steve and I are trying to set up camp, and Tommy's just like sitting there, like smoking,
Watching.
just like
Guys, do you have a switch
trying
charger?
to
My switch is almost out of battery.
trying to use his phone, trying to like use his phone to like be like, I'm like, oh, are you getting a service? Yeah, I'm getting service. I'm watching YouTube on here. Why don't you use that service to get us out of here? No, we don't need to go on.
This is
maps.
more important. I'm locked in,
Guys.
guys. This is Blair Witch 3.
There's a video of a kangaroo getting hit in the face by a monkey. Like we gotta watch that, dude.
Yeah,
So,
no,
Tommy,
we're never camping. We're never camping.
It's not a group effort.
we the three of us should never camp, especially miles into the woods.
No.
But
into haunted woods for that matter.
so do you think if
Spooky.
I had watched this movie at night with the lights off, I would have been more ingratiated and like I would have gotten spooked more?
I don't think so. Just knowing you, Tim. But I think Tommy's kind of more of an optimist. So
Yeah, I'm
he's
more of
gonna
an
say,
optimist.
I just know you, Tim, and you're just gonna be like, this movie is just as boring, except now it's in the dark.
Yeah, it's not. It's just like again. I think it's like the improv of it is interesting. I just think that like the rest of it is like not, and I think visually it's just not interesting either. And I felt like at least from the sound editing the sound mix that I had on Amazon, I felt like it was not compelling and interesting either. So
Hmm.
I guess for me, that's just where like the disconnect was.
So, how do you feel about found footage films in general? Because I think we covered Cloverfield like a year and a half ago. I forget how you rated that, if you liked it or not.
Did we cover Cloverfield? I feel like we didn't cover
Hey,
Cloverfield.
we did. I remember we did cover Cloverfield.
Okay, well,
I don't think that's something Tommy would make up. I mean,
that
I know he's a retard, but he's not a fucking
oh, we
retard.
did cover Cloverfield. No, I liked Cloverfield because it had much more of a narrative to it than this one did. And just like a better production, obviously. I guess like those are the only two found footage films I can think of that had any cultural impact whatsoever.
Project X, I guess, would be the other one. Paranormal Activity for sure.
I never saw the Paranormal.
They made like 4 of those.
They made more than 4 of those, and I learned that this October.
I think they made like
there's actually
like
there's like 7 or 8 of those. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I love that entire franchise.
That was another movie we were thinking of watching this month because I think it just celebrated its 15th anniversary.
That makes sense.
But I mean, this is essentially created like, or at least popularized a whole genre of found footage movies, like Grave Encounters, shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other ones. Like the VHS movies are all just like found footage anthologies now.
I've never seen those. Are they good? Is it
Some
worth
of
it?
them, it's an anthology, so like any
Listen,
anthologies.
if they're filmed on VHS and it's people walking through the woods, I can save you time. They're not good movies.
They're not like that. They're not like that. It's all like different anthologies, and they have like good directors sometimes do it. But any anthology, you're gonna have some hits and misses.
Yeah. No, but I do like the Paranormal Activity movies. Those are definitely entertaining. Even for as fake as they are, they still entertain me.
Ghosts are spooky.
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
All right. Folks, who's the star of this movie? I guess we learned that none of them got a career because they were in this movie. It was a chef's kiss death to any acting career they could ever have.
You're the star.
Recently.
You're the star, Timmy. You watched it.
Yeah, I am. I got a star in my fridge.
Yeah. They had like a whole Variety article earlier this year about this movie where like the 3 actors were like, okay, like Lionsgate, you gotta pony up and give us some money finally, because they didn't get paid like shit for this. They're putting publicity stores, and Heather Donahue was like, yeah, I'm like really poor right now. I'm not making any money.
That's awful.
Yeah, which is terrible. Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's like if I get signed on to some low budget movie, in the 1 in 1 millionth chance that this could potentially be a big hit, like you always sign for, just be like, give me 1% of the box office. Like that's what I want. Like don't pay me anything now, just give me 1% of the box office versus like we'll give you $300
for
2 weeks in the woods.
Yeah, so it's something equivalent of that, and like they just weren't given shit. And now at this point, like Heather, they're actually at a horror convention I was working at last month, and they're obviously slinging up because of the 25th anniversary. But like outside of Blair Witch, I mean, Joshua Leonard, I think, has done some stuff otherwise. Like he was a guest on like a bunch of TV shows, but none of them had any staying power. I think Heather Donahue, of the 3, probably should have broken out. It's disappointing that. I mean, her confession we were talking about earlier of just like, that's the iconic scene. That's the DVD cover. That's like the poster of like her just like talking to the camera.
It's the
and
last
how heartbreaking it is.
It's like the best shot in the movie too. Like,
yeah,
I think it's the best scene, the best shot in the movie. It's like when the horror sets in finally, and like these people realize they're going to die.
Yeah,
that it's terrifying, and she embodies it terrifically.
And
she guested on an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I guess she has that going for her. But yeah, her acting career did not take off because of this.
Well, so for a while she became a medical marijuana grower.
Hey,
so
gotta make money.
So there's one time I was telling Steve that I have a story about our old apartment in Haviland in Norwalk. There's the last time I watched this movie was like 3 years ago in my apartment on the first floor. I was watching it with like downstairs Steve, and watching Blair Witch. It's the final scene of like Heather just screaming in the house, just like Josh, Mike, Josh, and we were cranking it. We were probably like just blasting the fucking volume. We're cranking the volume. Be clear.
I mean, there were times where him and downstairs Steve were definitely cranking something else. I lived right above Tommy's bedroom. I heard everything.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so we're blasting this movie, and like Heather's screaming, and all of a sudden, one of Jay and Trisha's friends walks into the door, front room door, swings up, and what's happening here? And I was like, we're watching the Blair Witch Project, and they're like, oh, cool, nice, awesome. How is it? And we're like, cool, all right, awesome. You just closed the door and left, and we were just like, did they think that we were like murdering a girl in there or something? Because of how like terrifying her screams were.
Tommy, not only were you incapable of murder at the time, but you were incapable of getting a girl into your apartment. So that was
Hey, I
definitely
got room tours.
you did give them room tours, but then they shortly left. That's
Yeah.
another funny story about Tommy. He actually said to a girl, "Do you want to see the room tour?" And then she's like, "Yeah, sure." And Tommy actually gives her a tour of the apartment, and then
And like,
comes
here's my
back.
records. Here's my records. Here's like my comic books.
And and like, so we're
I'm like wasted at this point. Like, I come back upstairs and I'm like, yeah. So, anyways, that's my room.
so the house that we were in was 3 floors. I was on the second floor, and then our new neighbors were on the third floor. They were having a housewarming, and there were a couple. So the lady had some of her girlfriends over, and Tommy goes downstairs, gives the room tour, and I'm like, man, I'm really proud of Tommy. He actually came through tonight. He comes back up 10 minutes later with her, and I'm
Maybe
like,
not even. I think
what?
it was like maybe like 5 minutes later.
I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, I gave her the room tour. And I'm like, God damn it, Tommy! That's not what that means.
How confused do you think she was
Oh,
So
just
when he's like this? Or maybe it was when maybe she thought like, okay, he'll actually give me a tour to be nice, and then he goes, "This is my wall of comic books." That she was like,
here's my records.
all right, well,
Do you like my records? Here's my TV.
that she was just like, all right,
Do you
well,
do you like my music posters?
she's like, well, that's good enough for me.
That just about does it.
Classic Tommy though.
Very
But
classic Tommy. We established the star as the chick, right? Going back
Heather
to the
Donahue.
movie.
Heather Donahue. Yeah, to bring
okay.
it back.
Cool. To bring it back.
Are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
Would this movie work as a Muppet adaptation? What do we think here, boys?
I say why not?
I think it totally could. I don't know if you guys ever remember, like, around the time this movie came out, they did a Scooby-Doo parody of this on Cartoon Network.
Did they?
Yeah,
They
it
did?
was like, I remember it was like the Halloween of 99 or maybe 2000, where like they had like these interstitials between like all the different cartoons of Scooby-Doo. Like, Fred and wherever that and Shaggy or like the like Blair Witch Woods or something like that freaking out right here. I'm gonna send a photo in the group chat right now of what it was.
Oh,
And
no.
so the fact that like if that was able to work for like Scooby-Doo, then they could definitely do a Muppets version of it.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Was it What's New Scooby-Doo with Sum 41, or was it before that?
It was before that. This is like I
Wow.
think
That's before Sum 41.
like these are images from the actual production of it.
Oh God, let me see this. All right, well, there's the get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at Daphne spreading her legs like she always does. She would. That Fred.
As this gets down a weird rabbit hole. Upstairs, Steve is studying these photos.
The Scooby-Doo Project. That's funny.
That
I've
is-
never
yeah.
seen this. No.
So
I feel like
I
I'm
mean,
gonna have to watch this on YouTube. It has to be on YouTube or something,
oh
right?
yeah, there's like a 10 minute. I think it was 10 minutes on YouTube or something.
Oh,
But
it's
they
only
did
10
that.
minutes? That's great, man.
But the fact that they did that, I mean, like you could see like Miss Piggy easily as Heather. Kermit
Oh, yeah.
is Mike probably.
Yeah, middle ground there.
Piggy,
And
I'm
then,
done. That was a terrible Kermit.
and then
There's your motivation. We don't know where we are. We're not getting out of here.
We don't want to have the maps.
and then I don't know. I guess Fozzie Bear for Josh, or maybe Gonzo. We need somebody with like a more electric personality. Be a little more of
Yeah,
a spark.
Cookie
fire.
Monster.
Cookie Monster would be a good one too.
Yeah.
Just Muppets walking through the movie with like them just like bobbing up and down walking through.
Yeah.
Piggy, where did you park the car? Like
You
the whole
said,
time.
you said that we'd find it 2 hours ago.
Oh!
But it would be an interesting one. I'm sure you could do something creative with it, especially in like the shaky cam footage. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think they'll ever make that. But
They definitely will not.
all
But
right,
they could. Just
They
know
could.
that they could. Just know that they could.
they definitely Good.
Yeah,
All right.
they can't eat Scooby-Doo's lunch.
All right, fellas, review time. Give me your score out of 5. Upstairs, Steve, we're going to kick it over to you.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5. You know, I try not to give things 4 stars unless like, it's like really top tier for me. While this is one of my favorite
You always say
shaky
that. You're
cam
like,
movies, I
like,
would still say again, for the substance, nothing really happens.
yeah.
So, but I personally enjoy it. So it's one of those things where it entertains me. It really doesn't take much to entertain me. But I give it a 3 out of 5, which I think is still pretty good. I think that's a pretty good score.
All right, horror aficionado Tommy, give us your
All right.
score.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 5, which is also what I gave all the Lord of the Rings, and is also what I gave every Marvel
He
Avengers
wouldn't give the
movie.
Lord of the Rings that high. Trust me.
I don't know. I think I gave like Lord of the Rings like 4.5. And we covered that as a lost episode. But anyways, Blair Witch Project. I think that this is just kind of a crazy movie, especially like the last 20 minutes. I think that there's just a little chunk in the middle that like, as much as they edited this down already, they could have edited down just a little bit more, but still just iconic. And I think the legend behind it is really what drives us overall. I'm going to go like 3.5 out of 5 because still, I think the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes are really solid. It's just the middle chunk sometimes we're just like,
that
okay.
middle 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me the rest of the movie.
No. There's like a 10-minute chunk. I think that like okay, like there's traveling in the woods over and over again, where it's just like all right, like it got a little repetitive. But other than that, I still think it's a solid thriller for very low budget.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 2 out of 5 because of the budget. Believe me, I was debating between 1.5.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that they went into the woods with $35,000 and came out with something that works is pretty impressive, in my opinion. I think it's really dominated by good performances, good banter, and like good chemistry from the 3 actors. It gets really slow in the middle, and like when I have to look at how much time is left in a movie that's 80 minutes long, that's not a good sign for the movie itself. But it's definitely iconic. I can see why people could have been fearful of it. I feel like it's definitely benefited by a great marketing campaign. But yeah, 2 out of 5. Not for me. Blair Witch Project, not for me.
Much like Dave Matthews Band, not for me.
Yeah.
You're missing out. You're missing out on a beautiful musical.
This is a musical tangent podcast now.
I'll say this: Tim Reynolds, phenomenal guitarist.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this:
Dave and Tim live albums are fantastic.
Oh, dude, no, they're good. They're good. I just can't do the jam thing. I just can't. I'm sorry.
See, I'm a jam guy, so
I'm with Steve. No jam for me. I do have to respect that.
I know, Tommy. Indie pop for you exclusively. We're aware of your musical taste.
We know what's going on. If it's not the Replacements or the Ramones, we don't want to hear it. Yeah, we got it.
I do have to respect the Dave Matthews Band dumped like 10,000 pounds of shit in the Chicago River.
That's a great little story there. But yeah, Upstairs Steve, thanks so much for joining us again. We always love having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Very fun episode. Next one we'll have you on as True Romance.
All right. Yeah. No, let's definitely make that happen. And appreciate you guys having me. It's always a pleasure. And give me the like on the Instagram, big_mooch821. If you're really feeling adventurous, you want to add me on Snapchat, SMUCC6. Holla at your boy. Yeah.
You're underestimating how many women listen to this podcast.
Steve's just trying to pick up like women. He's trying to use our podcast as a dating app.
No, honestly, like I really like. I'm very proud of my work on Snapchat because it's where I'm truly unhinged. Because like I have too many coworkers that follow me on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but I can actually, and even though I still
post your dick on Snapchat, like other apps,
only in private messages, sir. No, but while I still do have coworkers that follow me on Snapchat, the great thing is they get deleted forever unless you choose to save them. So if you want Steve,
only Steve's
unplugged and uncensored, as if you weren't getting that already, you gotta follow me on the Snapchat.
Onlysteves.com.
Yes.
You can find him there as well.
Yes.
And Tommy, any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
He needs to recover from that one.
Yeah, seriously, give me a minute. So thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow us at CNET Pod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Threads even, and we're on this new app called Blue Sky. That's a thing now.
That's
Twitter
cool.
kind of thing. But anyways, also leave us a 5-star review, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Helps us out, helps us grow the show. Next month, we're exiting horror. So Timmy, congrats for surviving another horror round. Yeah.
Golf
You did
clap,
it.
golf clap, golf clap.
Yeah. You got what? One banger, and what other two we covered? Dracula, what you hated, and this, what you hated.
I didn't hate this.
He didn't hate it.
I just
Ah,
thought
He
Two
gave
out of
it
five
a
for
he gave it a 2. That's
two
not
out of
hate.
5 is at 2.5 out of 5 is average.
2 out of
This is
5 is like
slightly-
I hate it. If I give a movie 2 out of 5, I do not like it.
I give a movie one. I almost gave Dracula a half a star last week, but just because of it being an iconic movie, I was nice to it and gave it a 1.5.
Bela Lugosi is rolling in his grave. I mean, I give it 2.5. I didn't really like it that much either. It's about rolling his grave for a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, Tommy, I like that we've had this grading system for nearly 2 years, and Tommy just doesn't quite grasp what it means.
Oh, we have different takes on what a 2 out of 5 and 3 out of 5 are. I mean, that's
All that I needed to know was it was around the first episode where you said that he gave Batman vs Superman 4 stars, and I already
I
knew
did
that
not.
the
I did
entire
not.
thing.
No,
Look, I didn't-
he gave it 2 stars, and then he also gave Lord of the Rings on his letterbox 2 stars.
That's what
And-
it was.
Oh,
And
did
I
not do
was
that.
like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah,
I did
so
not know
And
that.
both those movies are like roughly the same length too.
I
And one
Yeah,
is
I
like-
think I gave The Hobbit 2 stars because I'm looking
no,
right
you
now.
didn't. No, you.
I'm
did
looking
not.
right now. I gave
Mhm.
Return of the King 3 stars. I gave Fellowship 1 star. I mean 4 stars. 4 stars. And I gave Two Towers 4.5.
Yeah, but that's when I knew that this whole grading system was going to be awful because I mean,
Well, I'm fair. I am fair and unbalanced. I give very good scores on here.
you're very fair. You're
But-
very objective. Tommy
Correct.
does-
I just think it's a 2 out of 5 movie. Like it's fun little.
I know,
Like,
it's
the first
fair, it's
20
fair.
minutes, last 20 minutes fun. The middle 40 just not fun, and I just don't like watching shaky cam and leaves.
Does it get
in
you
my
queasy?
movies. Yeah, a little bit. Not in the scary way, just in the like motion sickness way, you know.
Like, I'm getting nauseous. So anyways, next month though, now we're out of horror. We're gonna be covering Interstellar next week. I've never
Ooh.
seen it. I've only watched the first 10 minutes.
What
and,
is wrong with you, Tom?
I don't know. It's the one Nolan blind spot I have of like his like
Wow.
current run.
My only one is Tenet that I have. I just haven't watched it yet.
Oh man, you're gonna love Interstellar, Tommy. It's such a good movie.
Gladiator, and we had some other movie lined up. I can't remember what it was, but we have an exciting month coming up here on the podcast. But thank you all so much for listening today. We will see you next time.